Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.co.uk and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in the United Kingdom, and today I'm working with the gorgeous Butterfly Brilliance stamp set, which is this one here, and it's a single stamp that stamps all of those butterflies in one go. And the fab thing with this is that it coordinates with the die set Brilliant Wings, so that having stamped those, one pass through your die cutting machine, just lining up once, you get all the butterflies, and then you've got detailed butterflies and accent pieces to go with it as well. So fabulous stamp set, and as usual, those of you that watch my videos will know that I tend to, when I've cut them out, I tend to keep them. So these are my spares. So this is using just some of those spare butterflies that I've cut out before. And I'm going to be using this lovely paper from the January to June catalogue, which is Love You Always, Love You Always specialty foiled, and you get 12 sheets, so 4 each of 3 designs. They are single side because they're foiled, but you can see there you've got Blushing Bride and Rococo Rose. Reminder, Rococo Rose retires in card and ink colour at the end of April, so if you like that colour, get it now. And then Sahara Sand. So really lovely for adding an accent to your cardstock. And yeah, so what are we making? Oh yes, so I've just done a variation on a kind of a concertina card. I've seen one like sort of with 2 folds, and I just thought it was really pretty, just to add bits of foil down either side, and I've actually layered on the foiling on this side to give it a bit more interest. I've used the big stamp just to give that pattern there, and then obviously you would write your sentiment on the back of that. I haven't added a layer of Whisper White, I should have done, but it just needs Whisper White on there. And then I've used Stampin' Blends to colour these butterflies as well. So I've stamped them in Memento, and then I've got those butterflies all ready to go. Okay, so let's get started. So first things first, let's while I've got this out more than anything, let's get this stamped. So all I'm going to do is pop that over, because I'm just looking to sort of have I'm looking to have the butterflies just down that section there. So all I'm going to do is just pop a bit of card on. I'm going to grab my Blushing Bride ink. Oh, and this is a piece of Blushing Bride that is 10 by 14 centimetres. So like a layer for a quarter of A4. So I'm just going to ink up my butterflies, and then just pop those down. You see you've got that lovely image. Now I have already stamped and die cut my butterflies. As I say, so easy to do with that single piece of cardstock. And then I've cut some pieces of our DSP as well. So these are 3 centimetre strips and then a 2.5 centimetre strip. And I'm going to pop that one down, just cut it to, again, 14 centimetres, so it's just going to layer on the layer. And then the other pieces I'll pop on after we've done the scoring for that as well. So all I'm doing is just popping my glue on the back. So I'm just using the fat end of my Tombow. Just to add that on there. And obviously with Tombow it just gives you that little bit of wriggle room to create that layer. Again, that flat end just means you don't get any sort of big splodges, and you can just spread that out, and has the added advantage that it comes out that way as well when you stand it on its lid. And then just pop that on the edge there. So do that first, and then then just double check you haven't got any sort of little bits overhanging on each side. On the back, there we go. So there's our layer for the middle. So let's create our card. So for the card, you're going to want a piece that's 21 by 14.5 centimetres, 8.25 by 5.75, and on that long edge you are going to score. First of all at 10.5, at 14, and at 17.5. Then what you want to do is mark the edge on here, and you just want to mark that at 3.5 centimetres. So take a pencil or an erasable pen, whichever you happen to have to hand, and pop a little mark there. That's 1 3/8 of an inch. And the scoring in inches was 4 1/8, 5 1/2, 6 7/8. And then all you're going to do is cut from that centre score line to that little mark that you've made, like so. We'll need the trimmer again in a minute, but then what you want to do is grab your bone folder and reinforce those score lines. Obviously erase your mark that you've made as well. Now what I always do is reinforce them first in the direction I've scored, and then I do my folding back. So there's our basic card. And then to add the layers, the simplest way is, quite frankly, to pop your layer on and then trim it away. So what I will do is just show you what I mean. So I'm just adding my strip here. And line that up in the middle there. And then just from the reverse, you can just cut, and you've got a nice perfect alignment on there. The next piece you want obviously is for the middle. So again, let's add our glue. So this is where, just remember which way you're putting it. So this is going on the opposite side to the first layer. Again, just line that up and come in. Everywhere you're getting shadows actually. Like so. Oh, I haven't put that one on very straight, I don't mind. And then finally you're going to add it to the front there. So again, just add your glue. I have measured the strips as well. So the first one is about 14.5 centimetres that you're going to trim. The next one is about 11.5, and the last one is about 7.5. So that will give you a little bit of room to manoeuvre and sort of trim off. But yeah, that's, you know, or you can just cut a long strip as I've done here and just trim away. There we go. So there we have our card. What we now want to do is add our centre panel layer. So again, just add our glue. Apologies for the thud upstairs. That sounds like my son, sounds like coming through the roof. Okay, and pop that. Oh, okay. I've obviously cut that wrong. In fact, I'll tell you what I think I've done. I think I've picked up the wrong piece of card. Okay, so best laid plans and all that. So this is going to be slightly different. Oh yes. So there we go. In this instance, I've just taken it off the bottom section. Won't make much difference. There we go. We've got a decent layer. My half piece, I'd obviously already cut my 14.5 centimetre piece. I haven't checked that. See. So there's our basic card, and now we want to add our butterflies. So what I've chosen, this two sets of smaller butterflies that we've got, and the stamping blends that I'm using are Flirty Flamingo and Rococo Rose. So all I have done here is I've come in with my lightest colour, my light Flirty Flamingo, and I have coloured that all over to start off with. And again, you could choose to colour these in really detailed, sort of realistic ways, or like me, you could just choose to come in and do something a little bit different. I'm just adding my dark Rococo Rose outside, on the outside edge of these. Now, I wouldn't normally recommend working on 2 images at a time, because obviously you want to be able to blend those. But it does work reasonably well on these ones. So, as I say, I'm colouring them in a similar way, even though they're slightly different butterflies. You see here, just a circular motion. As I say, I've stamped these in Memento because they're because we're colouring with blends, and you want to get that movement without muddying the image, and Memento allows you to do that. And I'm going to come in with my light Rococo Rose and just blend. And the Rococo Rose, I will sort of say, when you first use them, they look quite vibrant, fluorescent almost. But once they've dried, it's quite surprising how the colour changes. Because these previous ones you'll see have been coloured and they've gone sort of certainly more muted, and then you can always blend those slightly more. And then all I have done is I've taken my decide which one you want where. So because I've got 3 large and 1 small, I'm going to put my 3 large and my 1 small over here just to balance it out. So I'm going to pop my small butterfly there, and then just add the glue to the outer wing. Now obviously, if you don't like to see the ink from the other side, just die cut some plain ones, and I keep the card closed while I'm adding my butterflies, because what I don't want to do is add them and then find they don't fit in the envelope. So providing you keep your butterflies within the sort of centre of within the edges of your butterfly, within the sort of edges of your card, that one I know will fit into a C6 envelope. And there we have a pretty butterfly concertina front card, something like that, but using the beautiful new butterflies. And I think you'll agree they're absolutely stunning, and really full of detail, and well worth getting. So if you wanted to add a panel to the back, you'd just add a piece of Whisper White 10 by 14 to the back, and I would probably stamp down the edge of that with the image as well. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to pop along to my shop if you'd like to purchase any of the products. I really appreciate it when people choose me as your demonstrator. Thank you for watching. Come back and see me again soon. Bye now.